Sir, could I ask you a few questions? Do you remember Pearl Harbor?
At Pearl Harbor was on Sunday morning, and I was awakened, I was single at that time, and my girlfriend was waking me up and saying Pearl Harbor. I don't remember what it was, but I felt something big happened.
What were your feelings?
My feelings were that I wanted to join the Army right away to defend my country, because I felt that we hit a low blow. I went, was December, it was 2 days before Christmas. I went, I joined the Navy, and I went into a boot camp in Brooklyn, South Brooklyn, in the Armed Guard Center.
How did you feel about the draft then?
Before Pearl Harbor, I felt the draft was not necessary. I fought it, I guess, as like the fellas that rejected the draft in Vietnam, understand? But when we were attacked, then I felt that I made a mistake, understand? And that was my feelings at that time.
How do you feel about the draft now?
Well, I feel the same that I felt then, If it's necessary, understand? I feel that all the young fellas and anybody will join and fight for their country, and they don't have to be drafted.
Where were you trained?
I was trained in South Brooklyn. I had my boot camp in South Brooklyn, New York City.
For what?
For the whole year of 1942, I was stationed in South Brooklyn as a ship's company ship fitter. However, I felt that I wanted to go out where the water was deep, where the action was, and I put in a request to go overseas to fight.
Do you have any interesting experiences in training?
Well, we were quarantined. There was not much interesting. One interesting thing was that we were very strict, and I can tell you a story. It may sound funny to you, but at 9 o'clock, everybody had to go to sleep. There was 500 guys slept. We slept 5 high,
Bunk beds, like?
Bunk beds. It was 5 high. Actually, there was hanging off one post. There was 10 guys sleeping on one post. At 9 o'clock, they blew taps. Everybody quiet. And one of the guys hollered out, yelled, and they put on the lights, and everybody was naked. It was December, and they marched 500 guys off into the pier, and we were all naked, freezing, and we stood there for about a half hour, almost frozen. And the next night, when they blew taps, nobody sounded. You understand? And we felt that everybody had to be in it. In other words, nobody could have gone off.
Did you believe in the justness of World War II?
Yes. I felt that being that I'm Jewish, you understand, and Hitler was in power there and killing all the people in concentration camps and all that, I felt there was justice.
Are you now opposed to war?
I'm not exactly opposed to war if it's we have to defend ourselves, but I'm opposed to war in the present day where we don't have to defend ourselves, understand? And everything is national security, and it's all, to me, it's a whole bunch of phonies, understand? And it's all connected with the CIA and with that.
Were you overseas?
Yes. In 1943, I went to Florida, picked up a ship.
Were you in combat at all?
Yes, I was in 3 invasions. The first 2 invasions wasn't much. One was Kwajalein and the Marshall Islands. Then we talking the Gilbert Islands. But I do remember the big battle was in Marianas, Saipan, and we were under fire for 30 days where our ship got hit, and two of our shipmates got killed, and about 26 got wounded, you know. And that I remember real well. I remember at that time with the fighting, the Army went in to secure the battles, and there was the big thing that I remember, and that the Japanese had that what they called the suicide cliff, that when they committed harikari, that 3,000 Japanese went up on a cliff and killed themselves, and they were floating around, and it was a horrible thing, you know. But that was the horrors of it.
Did you have any interesting experiences?
When we got hit, we got 3 near misses, and it was shrapnel, blue holes, small holes on the whole side of the ship. The shrapnel was the ones that killed the 2 sailors and wounded 26. However, I was in damage control. My general quarters was damaged below, and they gave us a call, and my job was, I say, a very simple job. I had a bucket with all little pegs and a little hammer, and some were small, some were big, and we went in all different compartments. I had one compartment, another sailor had another compartment, closed the doors, and my job was to fill in the holes. A small hole, hit the hammer, hit it in. Another one, hit it in. I must have took care of my end of it. I must have took care of about maybe 150 holes.
Do you remember the dropping of the atomic bomb?
Yes, I remember the Indianapolis. There was a cruiser, came down, and everybody was knew that something big was happening, and they came down with the. They came down. They had they kept Marines guarding that atomic bomb underneath, and they had the working party. The working party generally is a couple of privates, or in an, seaman second class or something like that. They're in a working party to carry the bomb. But the ones that carried the atomic bomb were generals, all the highest ranking officers were carrying an atomic bomb. And they carried it over to the B-29, and that was August 5th, and then that's what happened. I was right there at the time, and I knew all about it, you know, but I didn't know the effect of the atomic bomb.
What was your reaction to the bomb?
My reaction to the bomb was very good, you know. At the time, I felt the war is going to be over. I didn't know anything about the atomic bomb itself, which I know now, that my reactions now would be a lot different than it was at that time. But I felt at that time that I was 3 years overseas without making a liberty, without seeing any woman or having any, things. And I felt I wanted to go home, and this was a good way for me to go home. But then I felt even better when Russia, at that time, Russia came in. They wasn't fighting Japan. They came in on our side after the atomic bomb was, so I felt the war was going to be right over, and sure enough, it was over on September 1st.
At that time, did you feel the dropping of the atomic bomb was necessary?
I had no feeling either way, whether it was necessary or unnecessary. All I knew was happy that they dropped it. I ain't that political, you understand? I can give you, a real truthful answer on that.
Thank you very much. That was Milton's father.